Hello and welcome back to the Dandelion Diaries. This is going to be kind of an exciting video. We're going to do a few things. First things first, obviously probably why you clicked on the video, we're going to be doing the Q3 setup in my undated common planner. I got a couple of questions on my Q2 setup, so I'm going to kind of explain Q2 and then also set up Q3. But also, there will be a little bit of a fun thing with a giveaway in this video. So I have officially reached 1,000 subs, so thank you all so much for subscribing, and we will have the giveaway conditions and the contents of the giveaway a little bit later in this video. But let's go ahead and jump straight into the Q2 setup so I can kind of explain what I'm going to be doing for the Q3 section so you know kind of like what I'm doing. And I'm going to try to zoom you guys in as best I can, and we'll see how this goes. But we'll start off with, like, I guess the broad view here. So on the left page here, it has 4 rows. So you have like 1, 2, 3, 4 sections on a blank version. And so this is what the pages will be setting up. What I decided to do here is I went ahead and did the top box as the priorities for this quarter, and then each box after that I dedicated to a month, and I did my sleep, stress, and mood tracker like this, where I also track the moon, my period, date nights, and veggies and everything else. So I tried to make it more functional as like habit trackers on both pages versus doing like goals and priorities on one side and then a tracker over here or an index, something like that. I wanted it to be very functional, and I really like how this turned out, and I will be continuing this for Q3, so that's what we're going to be setting. For the right page, what I did up here is I have a small section up here, this section, and then the little section at the bottom, which is how the layout is kind of formed. And what I did is I tracked my social media statistics at the top for like my Instagram, my YouTube, any kind of posts I made, and then in the middle section I dedicated an icon to each type of habit or food that I wanted to track or whatever I was wanting to keep track of for the month. And it changed a little bit between the 3 months, but the little icon stood for something, and then I would fill in that box with just a few lines, and it ended up kind of being this cool design. If I had filled out every single day, this would look a lot cooler with all of the boxes filled out, but needless to say, it's basically just like this, where it's 4 lines, 4 or 5 lines in a row, just flipping directions until it creates this kind of grid pattern. At the bottom, I decided to do a doodle section. I originally was going to do what I do in my 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍, which is like a little bit of a memory space. So I'll pick like 3 or 4 top memories for the month and dedicate like a little icon sticker or a doodle and write out what happened. Since I'm already doing that in my cousin, and this planner was kind of just to play around in and see what I liked, I went ahead and did a doodle space, and I really like how this turned out. It kind of helped me give a theme to each month too for when I do the back pages. And so like April, I did this dandelion because that's when I started the Dandelion Diaries. And then May, I went with this tulip theme, which I really loved. And then June, I went with more of like a sunshine, sunflowery theme because my sunflowers were blooming. But that's kind of the process of how this worked. I'm going to go ahead and start setting up the third quarter, and I'm going to use all the same supplies that I used for the second quarter. So I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit. So the supplies that I used are basically stamps. So I will have all of the stamps I used linked into the description if you're interested. They did come in a set, so it's kind of like an all or nothing, but I do use all of these stamps, and I like the font and the size and everything. So I'm going to be using the number 3 since we're in the third quarter, July, August, and September, since those are the months for the third quarter. And then I also have these kind of like alphabet stamps, and I just went ahead and pulled out all of the ones that would say priorities and laid them up here. For ink, what I love to use on the Tomoe River paper is the Versa Magic Dewdrops. This is in the Midnight Black. They have so many different colors of this ink, and they're, I don't know, pretty affordable in my opinion. It's not a whole lot of space to like stamp an ink, like there's not a lot of space on the ink pad to stamp on, but they are very pigmented, and this one has lasted me, gosh, over a year. So I don't stamp every single day though, so maybe that's why. But I feel like they're really good quality, and you can get them on JetPens, Amazon. I'm pretty sure you could find them other places too. Also, if you hear any like sirens or anything, we're having a very busy day on the street. We live on a busy street, and I do apologize in advance for all of those noises, but we're going to continue on. The other supplies I'm going to be using is a gray Staedtler fine liner, a 𝗦𝘃𝗃 fine liner in 01. You could also use the Sakura Micron. They're pretty much the same. I also have a ruler here, and then I may need these, I may not. These are the Tombow Funosuke brush pens. I have one in soft tip and one in hard tip. And then I also have my standard Uni Jetstream in the rose gold body that I put some stickers on, and I absolutely love this moldy pen. It is probably one of my favorite pens on the planet. Anyways, let's get into this. Oh gosh. I am going to just take a journal to prop underneath this side since it is pretty still flat. I mean, it's going to like crease if I push on it, so we're going to put this journal underneath it. This is a Magic of I journal, by the way. I love the artwork she does. They're beautiful. So at the top here, I'm just going to write out quarter. And obviously you can use a stamp for that if you want. You can like stamp out all the different letters. You can find a sticker that says quarter, have one custom made, whatever you want. And then I'm going to take my number 3 and I'm just going to stamp it down. And I'm going to close my ink pad in between because I'm like that. So since this didn't stamp as dark as I wanted it to, I'm just going to take my black fine liner, if I can open it, geez. I'm just going to fill in the stamp a little bit. And you can actually do this with any color if you wanted to. I just like the black because it's simple and it will match whatever else I decide to put on the page if I go with more colors. Alright. And then the next step I'm going to do is stamp out priorities in this next box. So next I'm going to stamp out the months in the 3 sections. It's really hard to see where the line is on camera, but I can see where it is. So if you had this in front of you in person, you'd be able to see this faint delineating line right here. But we're going to start with July and then go through August and September. So now that I have all 3 of these stamped out, and pretty much everything that I'm done with is stamping on this side, I will wait to write in my priorities until another date, but we'll go ahead and fill out the trackers for this section here. So with this, I'm just going to take my really light gray fine liner and my ruler, and I'm going to draw out the kind of grid spacing that I want. If I look at the previous quarter, I can count how many squares I already did, and it looks like I did 4 squares in and 2 squares up from each of the delineating lines. And that's where I'm gonna start. So 2 squares up, 4 squares in. And then let me double check on the, okay, so for 31 days it's 1 square, and then 30 days is 2 squares. Alrighty, so once the little graph is made, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it on camera. The ink on that is very light. I'm actually going to take the fine liner and write out the numbers on the bottom. So July will be 1 through 31, August will be 1 through 31, and September will be 1 through 30. So I'm going to just kind of speed through this really quick. Alrighty, so now that all of those are written out, I'm going to do hours over here for like the sleep, and then for stress and mood, I usually do it on a scale of 1 to 10. But since there are not 10 lines here, I'm going to do it in increments of 2. So like for the previous month, or the previous quarter, I apologize, I did 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and then I left myself 1, 2, 3, 4 squares above that to do the moon phase, my period, dates, veggies, things like that. All right, and then for the last section over here, I'm going to go ahead and do the major moon phases. So that's going to be like our full moon, our new moon, and then the quarter moon, so third and first quarter. So I'm going to go look that up really quick, and then I will be right back. So that is pretty much all I'm going to do for this side. I will probably add the key up here like I did for the previous quarter. I had my sleep being a solid line, mood being a dotted line, and stress being a dashed line. I may keep that. I may change how I want to do it. I may do a bar graph. Not super sure yet, but for now, I'm just going to leave it like it is with just the kind of layout already placed in here. So now let's go ahead and move on to the other page. All right, I'm just popping in here because we're going to put the giveaway in this section of the video. So this is what we are celebrating. I have officially made it to 1,000 subscribers, so thank you all so much for subscribing and supporting my channel. It means the world to me. You have no idea. But this is going to be the instructions on how to enter this giveaway. So 1, you have to be subscribed to the channel, obviously. And 2, I want you guys to comment your favorite color in the comment section of this video. And then the 3rd is really how I'm going to be able to contact you if you are the giveaway winner. So I need you guys to email me at info.thedandelion@gmail.com. Go ahead and leave what your YouTube @ would be. So like for instance, mine is at the.dandelion.diaries. So if you go to your YouTube homepage, it'll show you what your little @ sign is. So make sure you leave that in your email. And then also I would love if you guys would tell me your favorite stationery product. But let's get on with what is going to be in the giveaway. So my giveaway prizes are basically my favorite stationery options. And I kind of wanted to make this like a little planner pack, if you will, of everything you would need to get started with the planner that I chose. So I went ahead and got an A5 undated common planner. This is basically the same thing this video used. It's just in the black cover versus the mauve. It is completely unused, unopened, still in the lovely cellophane packaging. I also went ahead and picked up the clear cover that would go with the planner if you wanted to use the clear cover with it. It is an A5 clear cover meant for the common planner full year, so it is form-fitting to a T with it. And then also I'm including the sticker pack that comes with the undated planners for the A5 version. If you haven't watched my sticker video, I'll leave it up in the cards and in the description. But this is how you could sticker out the whole planner if you didn't want to handwrite everything kind of like I have in this video. This would give all of the stickers you would need to put in the different sections if you wanted to follow the same guidelines that Sterling Ink has meant for this planner. The next couple of items over here are mainly the things that I use on a very regular basis or are really something that I truly love and wanted to just include. And one is the Coffee Monsterz Co. I use her stickers all the time, and I wanted to include one of her washi tapes because I know they're very hard to come by, and this giveaway is really important to me. So this is from her March 2023 release, I believe. It is the Lucky Charms washi tape. It has a blue foil to it, and it just is so cute. It's like light pastel rainbow colors, and it's adorable. It is brand new, unopened again, and I'm happy to include this in the giveaway. And then the other Coffee Monsterz Co. product that I included, and all of this was purchased with my own money, by the way. None of this is sponsored by either Sterling Ink or the Coffee Monsterz Co. But these are her Biome sticky notes. So I'll show you the open version. This is what the open pack looks like. So you have a desert scene, a underwater scene. The desert is dot grid, the underwater is blank. They have a winter with a grid kind of background, and then a forest with a lined background. And I love sticking these in my planner just to have a cute little background on whatever note I wanted to write down, just to kind of draw attention to that section. And then the last things I'm including are writing instruments. So this is a Pilot Energel, or Pentel Energel, excuse me, with a 0.5 tip. And this is really nice on the tumbler waiver paper. It does not dry super fast, but it's very thin, so it works really well with the small grid spacing in the common planner. I'm including a set of Tombow Funosuke brush pens. This is the soft and the hard tip together, so you can choose which one you like best. I personally use both all the time, but I really love the hard tip probably the most because it's a really good bold writer. And then for our color, I went ahead and picked 3 of my favorite Tombow colors. This is N60, 977, and 673. So we have a purple, a brown, and kind of a cool gray color that I will be including as well. Okay, so yeah, if you want to enter this giveaway, make sure you follow all of these instructions. I will have these written down below if you can't read my handwriting, and I will be announcing the winner on July 9th, which is next Sunday, so you have a whole week to enter. You can only enter once. There is no multiple entries or anything like that. It's just make sure you're following, subscribing to my channel, commenting your favorite color below, and then also emailing me with your favorite stationery item and your YouTube handle. But thanks for entering the giveaway. Now let's get back into this video. So for this page, we only really have to stamp a few things since most of it is just writing, and that is going to be the months at the top here. I did end up adding the highlighter colors later, and that is one thing I like about the Versamagic ink, is it is approved, I guess, for highlighters. You can highlight over it and it doesn't smear, which is really nice. But yeah, we'll go ahead and stamp the months at the top up here. Okay, so now that that's done, I'm going to go ahead and draw in my little... Actually, you know what? I'm going to use stickers for this. I wasn't going to, but I think just an ease of purpose, we will use some stickers. So these are the Coffee Monsterz Co. button stickers. And I have a YouTube, pencil, which is what I've been using for posts, and then Instagram. And then I think I did Instagram, YouTube posts. Yeah, we'll keep with that. So we'll do Instagram first on all 3 of these. And I realized I made a boo-boo, so I'm going to get my tweezers and try to move these. I will also link these tweezers because these work great for this kind of stuff when you make a mistake and you need to pull up the stickers. But I meant to put them up one more because I need to have that bottom line for the icons for my tracker that I'm going to put below. Oh, have mercy, come on. Oh, there we go. And it wouldn't be a planner video if we didn't make a mistake on camera, now would it? I think it's always funny that I can go back and reference like what spreads I did on camera because they always have one mistake, every single one of them. And I know it's because I can't get super close to the book like I would if I was just doing this at my desk like normal. But doing it on camera, I can't have my, you know, the back of my head showing, I guess. Otherwise, that would be kind of funny. Maybe one of these days y'all will get to see the back of my head. Okay. That was easy, thank goodness. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write out all of the dates. So this is also another really tedious process. There are sticker kits for the Sterling Ink undated planners. So you can get those and you don't have to write it out. You can just stick the sticker down. I have time and I don't like the little bump that it creates when there's multiple of them in a row, so I'm going to just write them out really quickly. Alright, so once I have all the numbers written down, this is where I double and triple check what day of the week it actually starts on for each month. So for July, I'm going to reference a calendar really quick so I can confirm that July starts on a Saturday. And then I'm going to go to August, and August starts on a Tuesday. And then for September, September starts on a Friday. So now comes the second tedious part. Again, well, something crashed over there. Now comes the second tedious part of writing in all of the days of the week. Again, if you wanted to use a sticker kit, it has stickers for this, but I'm already here and I'm just gonna write it out. Okay, so I'm gonna pause really quick because I made a mistake and I want you guys to witness what I use to correct that mistake. So I've talked about this in a couple of my other comment planner videos, but it is very much friendly to white out and white pens if you need to correct anything. So I'm going to take my 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗍𝗍 in white and draw a dot on top of where I made this mistake right here. And that way it will have hopefully enough time to dry before I write on top of it again. But I wrote, again, Wednesday instead of Friday. I think I did that on the first one too. After that, what I normally would do is go ahead and put in my little icons. Since I don't yet know what I want to track for July yet, I'm not going to put anything there, and then I only do it before the month in case I want to change anything. But I will say there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 squares, so you can track 10 different things if you wanted to do that in this space. Like I said, some other ideas are just using as like an index. Since the back pages are dated, you could put down like page number for each day or what happened with the page number. You could even do this as kind of like a savings log, maybe like you did, you know, $5 a day or $2 a day or something, and then you could put the total at the bottom. You could also use it as like a spending log if you were to say, like, if say you purchase something every day, like you go to the grocery store every couple of days, you could put down how much you spent at the grocery store. You could also use this as like a dinner tracker, like what you had for dinner each day, and then at the bottom maybe put down like your favorite meals that you had. The options are seriously endless for this section. But I will say I won't fill this out any further, and we're going to leave it like this, which is pretty plain, but it is already set up. So when July comes, which is right around the corner, I can go ahead and just pop in here, write my priorities, write out my little icons for my habits, and then also come up with some kind of doodle idea for the bottom. I have no idea what I want to do yet. Maybe I'll keep with the floral theme. Maybe I'll entirely switch it up for Q3. I don't know yet. But that's all I'm going to do for the Q3 setup in my common planner. So if you've made it this far in the video, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate your support more than you guys will ever know. If you're interested in more content from me, I do have an Instagram. I will leave it on the screen, and let me know again what you guys think of the giveaway, and make sure you follow all of those instructions. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.